Okay, so I'm gonna record some video this morning, and part of this is I want to just kind of let folks know what's going on as I head out for the LCMC conference. We got up at 3:30 a.m. this morning and heading to the airport. Made it, got through check-in. I'm here at the airport just waiting on the flight. I do want to say thank you to both congregations, to Amazing Grace Lutheran as well as to Emmanuel Lutheran, for supporting the trip and allowing me to go to the annual conference, the annual gathering. And I'm looking forward to that. I get to make a couple of hops on the planes, and then we'll be there hopefully before I know it. So I kind of was thinking about things I would share with you on the flight out here, on the flights at least. And now I know I have several people in both congregations that fly a lot, and flying doesn't, create for you very much anxiety. Unfortunately, I don't fly a lot, so it does kind of create that sense of anxiety for me, I'm afraid. And what I had mentioned, I think on Wednesday night, was maybe writing down some verses and keeping those with you. And so I took my own advice, and some verses I kind of wrote down, and as I traveled and meditating on, would be Philippians 4:6. It says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." And so he just encourages us, don't be anxious, but pray, ask God, give thanks to God, make your requests known to him. And so for me, part of what I've been doing with the traveling has been doing that. It's just, just remembering to pray over the anxiety I feel, to give him thanksgiving, to make my requests known. And so that's been helpful along the way. Another thing is 1 Peter 5:7. 1 Peter 5:7. Peter in verse 6 says, "Humble yourself before the mighty hand of God." But then he goes on, "Casting all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." And so we just know that we're in God's love and care for us. And because of that, we can give him our anxieties. We can bring it to him, share it with him, ask him to bear our burden for us and carry it. And so that was encouraging as well. Another thing too is from Matthew 6:25 through 34. There in that whole passage, the whole passage is about worry and anxiety. And there it tells us, essentially, don't worry about the things you can't control. God can control them. God will take care of them for us. And so we trust God to take care of them for us. We don't have to worry about those things. So when it comes to anxiety and worry, I know for me, these are just some thoughts I have and thought I'd share with you and post a little bit later. Now, for those of you who fly constantly, flying is not your source of anxiety and worry, and I understand that. But maybe you have another source of worry or of anxiety that crops up for you. Well, these same verses can apply to you, can encourage you, and help you as well. So I'll put these on the screen. I'll put them in the text down below, and just encourage you to remember those, to think about those. And these are good verses to meditate on if you are feeling a sense of worry or anxiety about things beyond what's normal. I mean, a certain level of stress is good for us because it motivates us to get our work done, but when it's over the top stress, especially about certain things in your life, these are just good verses to remember. One of the things I've been doing on this trip is doing some videoing, and going to post it for everyone and kind of let you share in the trip with me. And as I do that, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting in the airport recording this, and it's just weird. I mean, some people, do look at you like you're weird. What on earth are you doing? Even though the camera's pointed at me, I see them at times wondering if it's actually pointed at them, which it's not. but I'm just recording some video and going to share these with you, hopefully on a daily basis. If not a daily basis, I may do it, kind of do a summary of the week. I'm not sure which. But I just kind of have to get over the strange looks I'm getting at some points in recording the videos. But that's fine. That's fine. I just want to do this and share in the trip, and I'll try to get some footage of the different speakers and the opening service tonight. So I've made it to Iowa. I am in Des Moines, Iowa, and made it here according to their time, around 11, I guess, and just ready, have time to kind of get settled in a little bit before things start at 4 this afternoon. And, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good conference. I've already met multiple people that are here for the conference when I was at the airport. So more than one person flew in from Atlanta to Des Moines on the same flight as I did, and I ended up running into about 2 different couples that were also heading here. So that was fun. I got to talk with them a little bit as we waited around. It's kind of raining. We waited around as much out of the rain as we could be, and kind of got to catch up with them, talk about it, and said we'll talk some more this evening when I see you at the conference, at the gathering. And so we're looking forward to doing that, looking forward to seeing some people that I've met later. It was pretty neat. On the ride here, on the plane, it was about a 2-hour plane ride from Atlanta to Des Moines. Sat beside a gentleman who, a little bit younger than I am, still has 2 like 5th, 7th graders at home. He has 2 children. And we just had a chance to talk about life and kind of share life together. And it was pretty cool because in talking with him, I get to find out more about him, where he's at. Did I just evangelize? Did I just try to do that? Well, a lot of it was just building bridges, honestly, and just being who I am as a pastor. And, and that was part of what I wanted to do, is just be who I am as a pastor, and I did, and we had a good conversation. We talked for about, 45 minutes, an hour of the trip, and even though he's from New Hampshire and I'm from South Carolina, one of the neat things is you find that you have a lot of similar experience, because he has a dairy farm, milking cows, and I grew up on a farm, beef cattle. And we talked a lot about that. He was coming out here for this draft horses kind of showcase that goes on in Iowa. And it's a international event. And so just down-to-earth guy, and enjoyed talking with him. We talked to him. We did talk about the Lord. Whether or not he's a Christian or not, honestly, I don't know. But we had a chance, and he shared his heart with me about some things going on, and I got to provide some encouragement, some pastoral counsel, some scripture at times, and man, that's what it's all about. It's just meeting the people that are around you where they're at, seeking to get to know them. And sure, if I could have shared Jesus with them in a little bit different way, and I had a longer flight, I probably would have. But here's the thing. I feel like I got to have an impact on this gentleman. And, there's somebody in his family I want to pray for. And I told him I would pray for, and I will. And I wasn't just saying that. I will do it. It's on video. I'm definitely going to do it. And I know the situation that he shared with me, and I want to be sure and lift that up in prayer. But, it's those everyday opportunities we get to share our faith when we're just doing life, when we're just out and about. And by share, I don't mean you have to give a full gospel presentation every time. Sometimes it's just, hey, let me make connections here. Let me pray for you. And so that's what I offered. That's what I said I would do for him. And it was just really a neat opportunity. I was just trying to think of ways even that, how could I follow up or something like that. But God will follow up. I'm confident of that. But I feel like, hey, I made a good impression for the gospel. So I'm now here at the LCMC conference. I have registered. I can prove I've registered. I have my badge. It says Chris Gibson, delegate. So I've registered. Once again, I've met a lot of good people already, a lot of interesting people. I've met people from Columbus, Georgia, from the Savannah area, from San Antonio, Texas, from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's fun. I've been meeting a lot of people so far. I've connected with an old friend of mine I went to seminary with, now Dr. Mark Ryman, and he works for Sola Publishing. And so Mark and I, we got to catch up for a moment or two, and it's been a wonderful time so far. Just getting here, getting registered. I've been so fortunate too, because I registered early enough so that I could stay at the hotel that was suggested for the conference. And because I'm staying at the hotel that was suggested for the conference, one, I got the conference rate, and that was a real thing, because when it was gone, when the conference rate was gone, the price went up. And I talked to a couple of people that they tried to register too late, and they missed the conference rate, and they said it went up substantially. And so I feel very fortunate that I was able to get that rate. And another good part of that is, not only did I get that rate, another great part of that really is that what happened was, the hotel that I'm staying at, it has a skywalk, so that I don't even have to go outside to go from the hotel to the conference center. And that's nice, because it is raining and it is cold here in Des Moines, Iowa. Which, okay, the cold I don't mind, but I don't like getting rained on. I did pack my raincoat just in case, thankfully. And so I have that, and I'm very, very pleased I have that with me, but I didn't even have to use it. So I was just able to come on straight into the conference. I got registered, been able to connect with some people. Charles or Chuck Hunsaker, which I'm probably missaying his name, saying it wrong. But he has a lot to do with it was called the Georgia Fellowship of the LCMC. Now it's called the Southeastern Conference. So they're trying to broaden that into South Carolina and some other ways to reach out, to form a real fellowship of churches for LCMC purposes in Georgia, South Carolina, and they would probably, add Florida and other places as well. But it's just really exciting, to get to meet some of the people I've been meeting. Heading down from the conference to the main part. And just a lot of folks here.
And I quoted one Bible verse, and before I was done with the devotion, I had 3 different texts from 3 different professors, each telling me that I had misquoted 3 different parts of one Bible verse. Not that Lutherans are critical or anything. To be honest, I was a little nervous about being up here tonight, but I'm quite certain I'll get over it. It's not the first time I've had the opportunity to do this. In 2005, our congregation, Lutheran Church of the Cross in Altoona, hosted the annual gathering convention. We had 315 people there, and we were stunned at how much we had grown. Which is interesting, because that's changed dramatically over the ensuing years. But it was also the first time I really got to meet Kent Hunter, our keynote speaker tomorrow and Tuesday. The first time I saw him was at Community Church of Joy in Phoenix, Arizona, at a church growth conference. Interestingly enough, neither of those exist any longer. But Kent Hunter got up and he said, I understand marketing and I appreciate the church growth movement, but it's difficult to market the message that Jesus brought when he said, come to me and die. And you know what? That's really the call. That's really the call that we live with every day. So I want to share with you tonight, and I have a little button here that's supposed to make something go. There it is. Oh, you know, I'm so happy you don't put my face on